What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. We got to talk about Snow White. And no, not the Brett Cooper Daily Wire Snow White, the one that actually respects the source material and is looking forward to the role. We got to talk about the Zegler. I know.
Yeah. Weird.
It's coming out, and so now we got to talk about it again, because the last time we talked about it, we found out that through a series of reshoots, of course, starting with the fact that this was probably miscast and came from not the best of places, not actual genuine want to do justice to the character. It's going to be an ideology plate, basically. You just take your pick of which ideology you want, because they're going to give you a full plate full, a smorgasbord. Either way, Peter Dinklage's comments about continuing to hire dwarves or little people for the roles of mythical creatures, basically, led to them having a very diverse cast of what we thought was an entirely different group. And now I'm not unconvinced that it was not their intention to have them be the dwarves. Then we saw them switch to CGI abominations. And apparently, even after 3 reshoots and over $500 million spent, they're still doing it. And she's now making her press tour, because the last time she made a press tour, it went well.
Yeah. Weird.
And so they're talking about the name Snow White, because of course everything is in the name. And we've talked a lot about the fact that when she says mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all, they do not mean by because modern, right? This is modern day, and it's an antiquated project to them. So they don't mean traditional beauty standards. They mean fairest on the inside, who's the most virtuous. And of course, it's going to be the Zeg. And so now we're just getting confirmation that while originally, of course, the skin color of Snow White is the predominant reason why she's called Snow White, because its skin is white as snow. Now they're changing, and you see here, I'll skip to the end. When the queen instructs the mirror to name the person, the mirror replies, lips red as the rose, hair black as ebony, skin white as snow. So very apt description, Snow White, because I guess she's just known throughout the land. So now, because like we said, the Zeg is going on a tour, basically trying to get people to like her, and of course blaming us for the things that she said. She reveals that Snow White's name is not due to her skin tone. She shares it fell back to another version of Snow White that was told in history, where she survived a snowstorm that occurred when she was a baby. And so the king and queen decided to name her Snow White to remind her of her resilience. Oh, because she's so strong. You were surviving snowstorms even when you were a baby. Zegler added, one of the core points in our film for any young woman or young person is remembering how strong you actually are. That's right. Because didn't you understand that you were amazing the entire time? And it was up to everyone else to realize it. It's the Captain Marvel lesson. Not only did she confirm that Disney's live action is changing the origin of Snow White's name, but she, of course, had to address the backlash that she started when she said a bunch of dumb shit. But she says, oh, they're going to give you some examples. I'm not going to punish you by playing any more clips in the weird. But yes, the fun one where she's like that it came out in 1937, and very evidently so, patriarchy, blah, 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 about how it's not going to be about trying to get the guy anymore, different approach. Again, this is the only one I will play just because I had the clip on hand.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. But
ironically, it was her scenes that ended up being cut in one of those 3 reshoots where they've added in more scenes with the younger version of the actress to try to make her more likable, because shocking, the Zeg was not actually likable. It turns out attacking half the audience and then screaming free Palestine does not make people want to go to Disney movies.
I'm shocked.
And of course, Gal Gadot over there talking about how she's not going to be saved by the prince, and that she's not sitting around dreaming about true love, blah, 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 blah. How it was made 85 years ago, the exact opposite of what we heard from a Brett Cooper, and how much they actually do want to do service, do justice to the source material. So Zeg, instead of just saying, yeah, maybe I said some of those things a little bluntly, or I didn't have enough nuance, or blah, blah, blah. Instead, she says, in all honesty, it made me sad when it was taken in such a way, because I believe that when because I believe that women can do everything, but I also believe that they can do everything. I would never want to box someone in and say, if you want love, then you can't work, or if you want work, then you can't have. I don't know what the hell that has to do with any of the dumb shit she said regarding Snow White, but okay. She basically boiled down to boo, boo, bee, boo. I'm a woman, and that's why you don't like what I said. It would be the same dirty tactic of anyone just cry racism if you had any form of melanation and someone said a valid criticism to you, instead of just actually responding to the allegation, you just went racism. And of course, saying that her contexts were taken out of, or her comments were taken out of context, and that she was joking. She wasn't. She's pretty damn serious. You could tell. She said it multiple times in multiple different interviews in multiple different ways. Not one time that was misconstrued when she meant it as a joke. So that's all right. That's all right. Maybe she doesn't realize that we've all seen and played those clips multiple times. But again, I guess if she did watch us, it would be
Yeah. Weird.
But again, just double down on the victim here, saying that I've watched women get torn my whole life, my whole career. Well, blah, 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 blah. We'll watch it in the election that's coming up. Yeah, because anyone that has a criticism of Kamala Harris is, of course, just tearing her down because she's a woman, even though there's plenty of people that wanted, whatever. Cabby, it's fine. I'll stop. Tulsi Gabbard. I'm just saying, it's a little. Do we hate women? Do we not? Pick one. That we're all racist, but then Obama got the systemic racist country that elected Obama twice in a row. I don't know. Again, the cognitive dissonance in these people's brains. They believe one thing that's completely at odds with everything else, and I don't know what's going on. I don't think they do either. Not looking forward to seeing this version of Snow White. I don't think I have to, dear God, unless Chris Gore and Alan Ng are mean as hell and make me watch it the way they're making me watch Joker, even though no one likes it. Why do I have to see it if you've all seen it and you hate it? I'm sorry. I digress. Seeing Joker 2 on Sunday, and we'll talk about it Monday on Film Threat Versus. But this, Snow White and the Zeg, I will be happy to not talk about her again. And if this movie makes $1 billion, I think that is going to be super.
Yeah. Weird.
Anyway, yeah, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Well, bye.